built, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. Kayvon Webster on the defensive side able to get a hand in.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line.
He'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
Gun. You're set. 180. Gun. Gun. That's rock now.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's
The shotgun snap for Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down throw for Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, Newton. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Again, Newton. And Olsen over the middle. 12 more yards there and another first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Newton on first down. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Devin Funchess with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. They'll set up to throw. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a three-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage. And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs.
Now let's go.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Detroit! Set! Blue 90!
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Here we go. 319! 319!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Cole. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's a Jacksonville touchdown. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Carolina getting set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there from McCaffrey. 59 yards. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined, no one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Gun.
From the gun, here's Newton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Newton. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Set. 3-19.
They'll set up a throw. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. And get that to Fournette, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Fournette, a first down carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Now back to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Denoris Searcy. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And that was a young pup, the rookie, being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And now it's second down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds an opening past the 40. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Back to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lee. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And that last penalty makes this third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Cole. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. He'll look to throw. Connecting here with DJ Shark. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. They'll drop to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. "14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he'll take this one only up to about the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A shotgun snap for Newton. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, Newton. He's going to wind up and air it out. And got his man complete. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there for the Panthers. 73 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, Newton. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Newton. And caught left side. Olsen. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Again, Newton. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will get the lead up to 14. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Hitting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Fournette. Oh, he knocks him over, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit! All right, here we go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Safarian Jenkins has it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Mario Addison in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays.
Detroit! Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. And an alley to run. And the ball is knocked out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move but couldn't free much space. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And an alley to run. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
For Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Gun. 780.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. That will be their third and final stoppage, as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining.
Come on now. Hey. Four down. Gun. Eight.
They'll try the air now with Newton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll go down at the 28. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Panthers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Set. 180.
From the gun, here's Newton. And incomplete here on third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it all the way, but there is laundry on the field. A flag is down, and I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be a second down. Back to throw. Going for the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jaguars. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, 82 yards. And the Jaguars get a score closer. Well, that was the fly route for a touchdown, and since he caught that one and scored it, I got to tell the story. Before the game, we were standing there. He was running deep routes, dropped one. It bounced up and just hit me right in the gut, and I said, come on, man, but there was no drop.
Yeah, you okay now?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
We got the ice pack up here. You're just fine. What I loved about it was the subtlety of the route, because everyone knows he's fast. They're going to play him for that route first and foremost, but sometimes it's a head fake. It's varying your speed off the line of scrimmage. It's giving the defensive back different angles to think about. Is he going inside? Is he going outside? And then, as you noted, he just took off past him. Oops, there he goes again.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to float this one. It's caught at the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll look to throw here. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now he's forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Detroit! Detroit!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Hey, 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 hey. Four down, four down, four down. He's crashing. Great, great, great. Gun, gun, gun.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get this across midfield to the 48. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Panthers, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.
They call a podcast Poppy. King goes, I see they tryna copy.